301.
All
right.
Four,
Let's,
three.
I'm gonna say we're
55.
live.
Well, I think we're live. We
Listen, I don't know. I wouldn't have put his number out there like that.
No,
That's just me. We're live. We're officially
it
live.
definitely didn't go
Bum,
through.
bum.
All right, so I smoked weed today. I was taking
So
my
did
mask
I.
off. I thought we were live, but we weren't for like 10 minutes. So we just did a 10-minute show for the secret fans.
Exactly. If you're one of the OnlyFans members, exclusive coverage,
Yes.
Patreon. If you're I don't know,
You got it. So you
know,
got those
level 2.
10 minutes of
If you're
private
level 2
coverage
out there, speaking of level 2, isn't there some breaking news or something?
that nobody will ever see again. There's a lot of breaking news going on. All right, so let's just do a rundown. I like to do a rundown. I usually get cut off on the first topic for the last 5 weeks. But so the superintendent, they're going to be looking for a new SCOTUS and a new superintendent very soon. My sources are telling me one died and the other one is, I guess, failing to report and cover up some sexual assault of some type. But we'll get into that. Massive protests in Boston today. Black Lives Matter. It was white women holding Black Lives Matter signs against black women. It was kind of confusing to say the least. Big international drug bust. That happens all the time. New SCOTUS. We got that. We got Erica Scott Potatoes with her. She posted up her headquarters yesterday. She's going to be running next year along with Jordan James Sylvia, my friend.
Oh, I love Jordan.
Cardi B.
It's going to get entertaining.
A new Cold Case show coming to the South Coast.
Would you say a cold what?
Cold Case show.
It's a cold cut.
You know, the highway killings.
Jeez.
But what do you guys want to talk about? There was a huge Trump rally on Sunday that I tried to attend.
saw that.
But
I missed it myself out of work.
yeah, I was, the bottle of wine and a flaming yone
Oh, boy.
stole my heart. Go figure. And,
But I guess there was like 400 people.
400 people.
Big
Jessica,
turnout.
she's her and Michael O'Regan, I guess, have been working together and putting
Yeah.
on all these events, and
Jess Michelle.
they have just been like the dynamic duo. Yeah, they've been great.
And with Hodgson, they've been
Was
doing
there a counter protest?
Not that anything
didn't
was
hear
recorded.
anything.
Not that I saw. Like I said, I didn't make
There's
it.
the
but-
KFC across the street. Does that count? Oh no, it's a Buffalo Wild Wings. There was some. All right, so there was a story that some believe, some might have believed, some might not believe, that said that a woman went by and simply just put a silent
I read that
thumbs
post.
down.
I did read that post.
And she got chased
Two
by a
guys
bunch of
jumped
bikers.
on these
Oh yeah,
motorcycles with machine guns, and they followed her to Target.
Was anybody grabbed by the WAP?
And yes, Cardi B is being sued, by the way. So,
Is she by who? Her ex-husband?
yeah,
One of the guys she
one of
robbed.
her clients.
You're
I
one of the
guess.
guys she
Yeah,
robbed, the
yeah,
stripper
yeah,
that she
yeah,
slashed their face.
Sorry,
Got
you
the
never
face
thought
slashed.
to do that? Like, just put someone right out and take every fucking dime they got.
I was never a thief, and I never had to make money in a grimy, dirty type of way. Guys willingly gave me their money, so
sure.
I didn't have to steal it. I just had to like be myself, and
See,
they
that's
gave it
what
to
I-
me willingly.
That's what I don't like about homophobes.
Listen,
because-
I'm not saying like that, but listen, back in the day, I had a hot body, and I was very good at my job, and
I was
I made
broke-
my money in a legit voluntary manner. I didn't make it having to drug and steal from people.
Right.
I just wouldn't do that.
Selling cars or whatever.
I wasn't that hot up. My drug habit wasn't that bad.
So yeah, that's surprising. Huh, Michael D? Michael D, what's up with this shooting in Fall River? Did you
I had nothing
raise
to
that
do with
child?
it. I can say that.
Did you have the grace?
Were you talking about the one that was in front of a restaurant that somebody said something about not saying restaurants? What was that all about too? What the hell
I
happened
did see
there?
that. I did see that in the
going
comment
on?
Yeah,
section.
I didn't
Florida
get it.
Reporter
What was the
better watch
beef?
out,
What
too.
was the-
They
I
put the
missed
hot dog. They put the haircut.
It was at JJ's. It was in front of JJ's,
Yeah.
and then somebody said, "You shouldn't have listed the name of the
Right.
business. That's gonna hurt their
The
business."
hot
Blah
dog.
blah blah.
The hot dog pulled a firearm on.
That area gets spicy, huh?
Yeah, but Washington
in general
Street
lately.
to South Main.
Even since I lived around there, which was probably 10 and 12 years ago, and yeah, it was pretty bad back then too.
Yeah, it's
it was
definitely
always,
not
it was always
Mayberry.
the source of action.
Yeah,
It's not Mayberry.
getting loud over
I
there.
think the
Lots of
fire
pops.
chief lives
Not
right
getting-
in the middle there.
Yeah.
But back in the day, where to cop the best dope, it was right on those steps across from Academica. You
Oh, I didn't know that.
What's up? If you can get stabbed,
I
you got
skipped
high.
over that. I skipped that stage. I took the warp zone. I skipped that stage.
That was smart.
I
of
did
you.
some other levels, yeah, but that one I skipped that one.
All right,
so
so-
far.
So let's get back to the superintendent business. I guess he's there's
Wait, that
rumors
was-
that there's some abuse going on that he's covering up, and that he's gonna have to step down over it.
Did we
I heard
actually
rumors.
name
Is this
the
something to do with
position?
cuties?
No, this is actually real life.
Oh, this is real life.
Yeah,
Hold
like
on.
the resiliency.
Jeff just got
life.
super real. That was.
That's not-
hold on, Michael. No times for jokes.
Actual life.
Okay, hold on, folks. This is
is right
serious.
out
Take
there.
it. Take it.
I've also heard that that the person in question has not even really kept a job in any district for longer than like 3 years.
Can you
I
guys
guess he's
elaborate?
constantly getting moved around, kind of like the priests in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, you know, somebody sent some material to us today, a wiki page of it. I guess two
Shots
3-year
have been
jobs.
fired. Yeah.
To one job, then 2 jobs. Then a butcher will be a butcher for a while.
Okay, so I
That's
read
a
that.
very,
Was that
that's a very
serious?
broad range
Was that
of
serious?
occupations there.
See,
Like,
I'm thinking the problem is, right? People say jokes, people crack jokes, and I got to
They're
tell you,
jokes.
sometimes the jokes have been getting good. So I thought that was a really good joke. So you're telling me the better joke is no, it's real. He was somewhere in the middle of his job search, he was a butcher.
yes.
This is, I mean, I have
And you
no
know-
problem with a butcher, but what else have we done? In
Well,
the
we
mix?
got the baker, the guy that bakes all the weed.
Was he a candlestick maker? Was he a
He's
candlestick
Canada, but
maker?
I knew you were going to go into that, and we do have the candlestick
We didn't
maker.
set that up.
We found out who the candlestick maker was.
He did.
Jean St. Pierre.
What does that mean?
That was the man that made the candlesticks. We'll get into that towards
What
the
does
end
that?
of the
Is
show.
that code word for something that
Yes,
I don't know?
it is.
Hey,
Jeez
listen,
Louise.
may not agree with Gene all the time, but I think overall he's got the right.
He's
Got,
feisty.
his head is and his heart is in the right place, and
Isn't
he means well.
Isn't he
and
taking out a campaign team or something right now? Didn't I read that? Isn't that breaking news?
I'm going to announce. I'm going to
Hold
get into
on.
all
He just
the,
wants to be
the
relevant,
mayoral
you
candidates.
know?
Just
But
saying.
I want to see right now if my good friend, we have a new political insider in Fall River. He's going to be filling in for Mr. Meade this week. His name is Joe Rebello, and he's called twice.
Oh, I know him from Facebook. I know
He's
that.
called
name.
twice.
Yep.
I've seen
And
him
he
on
and he is he calls me at 6, and I have to remind him. Is this Mr. Joe Rebello?
Yes, speak.
Joe, we finally got you live on the show.
Hello, Joe. How
Are you there?
you?
How you doing, Joe?
You know what? I fucking hung up on him.
No, you
He
didn't.
said you could call him anytime and he'd be prepared. That phone would answer.
Hey, we need
That was a
Sean. We
promise.
need Sean to deal with the
Yeah.
technical difficulties.
Joe, I'm sorry we got disconnected. Sprint sucks. It's probably your Democratic phone system. So,
Boost.
Joe Rebello, welcome to the show. Joe is Fall River, and he's got a couple of scoops he wants to put in today.
Yes.
Welcome, Joe.
Finally, we got in touch.
Yes.
Reach out and touch somebody.
To be honestly with you, you caught me by surprise.
You want to give us a call back in a little
Anytime,
bit?
this
No.
man said.
As we end, we're gonna complete.
The last time I caught someone by surprise is I walked in and my wife and my dog were at it in the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff.
The first thing I want to start speaking is on the river side. I mean, our neighborhood, our territory.
Yes.
We live in a God's country. This part of the country, we should thank God. Even though we have violence, but not as much as others. We live in a good place, and yes, I'm going to give you, give me another 20 minutes to call you back.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Absolutely. We'll be here till 5. Sorry to be surprised you. I forgot to call you earlier, Joe, but we'll be here. Just call back. Joe is a political insider, as you can see in Fall River, and he's going to get into the
I'm
local
disappointed
level.
right off the rip. I'm not going to lie. This man said he was ready at a moment's notice.
Yes, he
Joe he's already, look, Jeff's going to be nice. I'll play hardball on this. You're
Now,
dropping
is
the
this
ball,
some?
Joe.
Is this
You're dropping the
person?
ball.
This Joe person on the left side of the aisle?
He's a big fan of Donald J. Trump.
Oh, he is
Yeah,
a Trump
That's what
supporter.
I can say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there you go.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna say you're ready, be ready. Be ready.
So
you know?
locally, there is an election this year. Let's not forget the election that's November 2nd or November 3rd. I think the Democrats vote on the 4th, the Republicans the 3rd, something like that this year for COVID. But
No, sir.
yeah.
Oh, speaking
boy.
of that, no. Speaking of that, I have something to tie into this show, and I think we might have some sort of breaking news. I want to promise something, but I'm so. You understand that our next show, which is Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
Do you understand that that's going to be? We can set up, ladies and gentlemen. We can set up next week's show. Make sure you're here. Be here early because we're going to set
We'll
up
be
a
late.
prequel. I will be 5 minutes late. The debate. The debate is next Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Duh! I just said that, Jeff.
They
I just
are-
said
did
that.
you
At
really
9:00
think-
at night, though.
You really think the DNC is going to allow Joe Biden to debate
No,
Trump?
and that's why I'm
He's
so
not gonna- he's
excited
not
to
gonna-
see
They're
what
not going to allow
happens.
that.
Will it be a hologram? Will it be a television set? Will it be a puppet?
They're going to make up some excuse,
Will it
some
be-
big thing.
They're
Yeah.
gonna get the guy
A puppet.
from the
Joe
Muppets
Biden.
up in the theater there, the old man.
There is no way in hell that they will allow Joe Biden
I
to get
just
on
want to
stage
say
with Donald
though,
Trump.
again, be clear.
They have to.
We can set up the prequel
they
to that.
won't- they
We
won't
could
do
have
it.
like a party, Jeff.
We could.
We could have the
The
prequels.
fucking debate with me, like,
Listen, what's the
Get
only
it?
optics
See,
that
yeah.
could be worse than skipping the debate?
I'm
By
like,
letting him
look at
actually
Jimmy
have
Carter.
the debate. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, the lesser of two evils, both optics are bad, but allowing him on stage with Donald Trump is going to be way worse
He's gonna
than
get
backing out
butchered.
for some crazy
Speaking
reason.
of butchers, he's gonna get butchered, right?
Yeah.
These are things, but I want to see how it's gonna play out.
is Cardi B
I'll
gonna
put
speak
my
for
money.
him?
I'll put my money that they will not have the debates. I'm gonna put my
Really?
money on it right now.
What's the
Yep.
excuse though?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be
I go
it's gonna be
with it.
something ridiculous that liberals will just eat up anyways. Look at all the rest of the bullshit they eat up.
China.
China.
It's a China call.
Yes. So I don't know what the excuse is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be some ridiculous reason why they will not
ridiculous.
allow him to debate Trump. There's no way in hell that
ridiculous.
they're going to let him on stage with him.
So there was this
no way.
this rhetoric of Donald Trump as a lame duck president, which he's not because there hasn't even been an election yet. But he shouldn't be able to name the next SCOTUS.
Well, didn't Obama try to push a SCOTUS pick through
He
when
did.
Scalia died, but
He
he just
did.
didn't have the votes in the Senate?
Correct.
So Trump does have the vote. So why should he not play by the same rules?
You know what I like though the most is I forget the name. I think it's Amy, but isn't he going with a female?
Hispanic woman. A Hispanic woman. A Hispanic
A
woman.
woman of color.
Yes, a woman of color.
Esther Scott, a woman of color.
Yo, how are they gonna shut that down?
I wonder
just said,
how
yo.
many
I just said, yo, you
liberal
caught
men are
that.
gonna come out and say that she raped them
Yeah.
Well,
during high school. She got
Well,
drunk and
I
took
was-
advantage of them.
I just think it's a good play. Good
coup-
play by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but except
Yes.
the Cubano, the problem with the Cubano lady is that she was with Epstein. She gave Epstein
Which
the,
one?
The,
The one that he's
not the one that
proposing?
ruined the Red Sox.
No, the one that's
that
proposing. The Amy one.
no Theo Epstein. No, that's I wrote her name down here. Cardi B. I wrote the wrong line. Sorry. Close. I mean, she's
Oh,
just
so
as
you want?
good.
So we're talking about Cardi B now?
No, Amy
boy.
Amy Comey Barrett is the one
Oh.
that will probably get it because the one
Well, that's
in
his
Florida,
nominee. He already made it known that that's his
Yeah,
nominee.
the one in
Yeah.
Florida, she had something to do with giving Epstein he could go out during the day after he fiddled a bunch of kids. Just stay out of the schoolyards and come home every night to prison.
But
So-
are you gonna really find somebody that wasn't complicit in the whole Epstein, saga?
Well, let's talk
because
about
if
Kavanaugh.
there was somebody that wasn't complicit, we would know about it.
I'd like
and
to
I
see
think
what
that
happens more
everybody
with
was
Prince.
complicit. Yeah.
With Prince Henry, not Henry. With
With Charles
Andrews. I'd like to see more of the Prince Andrews thing. Like anybody else paying attention to that? Like, are we gonna ever go back to that? Or
that's
nah, leave that.
Well,
on the
I
side
think
right
that
now.
why
Cover
you're
it up.
seeing all this crazy distractions with the race
No,
wars
right.
and all this stuff is
Take
to
it,
get
Sarah.
take the attention off of that
Sarah's-
stuff.
I forgot that was a thing still. Like, there's so many other crazy things. I forgot that was a thing, but it's true. The cover up.
There still is a huge online presence about Save Our Children, Save the Children, Save Our Children. For
sure.
And there have been children in Georgia that have been rescued. I guess the mainstream story was that they were all rescued like together, 39 children out of the back of some truck. That wasn't the case.
They were
it
all
was
related.
39 children, but they were all in separate situations that they
Right.
got
It
during the
doesn't
sting
matter.
that
This
they
is
did.
making so
I
much
see.
headway. We're
Yes.
getting so much headway done, and no one's paying attention to how much that's happened within this certain time span. Coincidentally, a president.
Hello, Forever Roy, you're live.
Hey, hi, David. Jeff Larry.
Jeff Larry.
I just want to say a couple of things. I'm full shopping right now, but first of all,
shop.
Biden has no effing shot with Donald Trump. No shot.
No shot.
No,
He ain't
none.
winning.
Do you think he's going to show
He
up?
ain't winning.
Do you think he's going to
He can
show up?
sniff whatever you want, whatever, but he ain't winning. So Trump all the way, and I'm going to try to make it to every rally that they're doing. And last but not least, leave Cardi B alone.
Sir, I was just going to ask you about Cardi B.
Yeah, we're gonna have problems because
That's
I
your
like
girl?
her.
Listen, she put herself out there. She put herself out there.
She may have that WAP, but
The caller says, don't throw rocks if you live in a glass apartment.
I don't know.
I got the
Hey,
problem
guy, dude, bro.
with
Dude, guy,
bro.
man
Guy.
I'm
Hey,
just
dude.
saying,
Dude,
Biden
guy,
ain't
bro.
gonna win. and I love you guys. And all right, I gotta go food shopping. So I'll
Okay.
see you later.
Okay.
Get those stamps.
21.
Thanks
All
for the
right.
call.
I love
So
Puerto Rico.
I think that if Cardi B is going to put herself out there in the political realm, then she is going to be subject herself to some mockery. I mean, the way that they mock Donald Trump. I mean, and he's the president, and we can't pick on Cardi B. Get out of
I
here.
mean, I read the
Look at-
lyrics.
Look, did you see the article written by a local newspaper?
Are there any left?
writer? Well, I don't want to say his name because I know that him and Jeff are friends, and I know that I'm not supposed to bash on those people. But he did put out a article about Cardi B, how they're just like two peas in a pod. Him and Cardi B, they're just exactly the same,
Dude.
And so he even admitted that his mouth is worse than Cardi B's mouth, right? But then them are the same people that clutch their pearls and faint when Trump talks about
Foreman Roy,
private
you're
video. right? Come on, he didn't do that.
It's happened.
Oh, we got a call.
I'm going to give you two scenarios on the debate.
Hi, Barry.
tonight.
Okay.
See, hi. What's up? Scenario one is they tell Trump they do a live Zoom feed from Joe Biden's basement, and Trump's actually at the debate.
Hey,
That's one.
you said tonight. You're talking about next week, right? Or is there one tonight
Yeah.
that I don't? Okay. I thought I was
The
missing
second
something.
scenario, the second scenario is Trump shows up to this debate, and at the last minute, Kamala Harris walks out on TV, and they kind of basically catch Trump where he can't walk off the stage. I'm not going to debate her, and that's where I think they're going to do is
That
they're
one I
going
could
to
see
push Kamala
happening.
Harris out there.
No.
That
But
would
that's
be an
against the
interesting
rules.
play,
Yeah, I
though.
can't
Is it?
see them
Can't do
being
a
that
bait and
brazen.
switch.
Nah, they're
There's
gonna make
a-
up an excuse why they can't have the debate.
If
He was
he could do
afraid
that,
to challenge
he should
a
bring
woman of
Jordan.
color.
Hire Jordan to go debate for him, like when he destroyed Sutter.
Cliffy.
And he should be able to opt out and
him
use Candace
Cliffy.
Owens as his fill-in.
Barry.
I wish the world knew
I'm
about how
happy
awesome a line that
Jordan's
was.
running for
Jordan,
mayor
I'm not
again.
gonna lie.
Yes.
For a number of
Epic line.
reasons.
Called him
Just
Cliffy.
to watch
Because-
debates.
Well, the first thing is if Jordan ever gets in, the first thing he's got to do is he has to send that school superintendent back.
Oh.
You know he will.
That guy.
Do you
is
think he's
a
gonna make it till
fucking
then?
Loser. Excuse me.
Do you think he's gonna make it till then? I don't know if you heard the first part of the show, but there's been some serious allegations floating around.
He's not going to walk away because Coogan's protecting him. Coogan hasn't even discussed the teachers downloading child porn. Listen, he's not one press conference. He's done. He's not answered any of those questions. You think he's going to answer them now? Because FAR kisses his ass. You know, I tell him, you don't hire educators to run executive positions. That's the first lesson in life. You never hire, because those boobs, they don't know how to lead. All they want to do is lecture. Plain and simple. And Coogan never, every time, and the best thing is, before the election, I went after Coogan, and I got viciously attacked by all his supporters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he seemed to be the guy.
I do think that he's definitely like a union puppet, and that's all unions, cops, firefighters, teachers unions, and I'm sorry, but the teachers unions are the worst ones.
Hey, speaking of unions,
And
did
I-
anybody see any of that shots fired by Jay Burns at something to do within his union?
Yeah,
Something-
that
what
was
that
a
about?
union thing. A firefighters union. Somebody was lining their pockets, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that true, Barry?
I don't know. All I know is ever since
You
Coogan's
might
been
like
in
that
office,
one.
This city is on its back. Things are all fucked up.
Yeah, we are
Crime
definitely
getting
being
worse in
run
the
by
city.
cronies and crooks, that's for sure.
And I don't know if you notice now. Now they're going around. They're tagging everybody. The trash police, the whole nine yards. They're trying to take every nickel and dime from people in the city. Tax, fee, whatever. They're starting to do this now because I don't know if it has something to do with COVID-19. All I know is the taxes are going up. The water fees are going up. All this stuff's happening all at once. And can someone tell me the other day that the trash police was on a street block, just walking up and down the street looking to find somebody?
Yeah, that's my argument,
money-
right? Is that
they're
they
money hunting
is
right
that
now.
when it comes to like the property owners, right? They have halted your evictions until at least October, so it's been like 4 or 5 months. You can't evict deadbeats, you know, and they want to spout off at the mouth about rent control and how, you know. But then on the other side of that coin, they're raising your water bills, they're raising your taxes, they're passing budgets that have deficits, that they're promising trash fees and everything else as they tie your hand behind your back.
Just
they're,
a simple
they're
fact.
raping you.
that
It's ridiculous.
That
Like-
trash has been the subject in Florida for the last 5
Yeah,
or
but
6
in all for
years.
what though? To pay for a
It's
government that's
crazy.
been basically closed since March. All right, you are raping the taxpayers as you don't allow them to make any money, but it's okay for you to just raise their bills at like unbelievable rates. It's ridiculous.
Barry, give me the outcome of the Celtics series, and then if a Lakers Celtics series happens.
He does love his sports. Yeah.
It's pretty spot on.
If the Celtics win tomorrow night, they're going to win the series because eventually the Heat will. But the Celtics are, in terms of talent, are better than the Heat.
Yeah.
The coaches are totally different. Brad Stevens is a retard. You don't hire college coaches to win championships.
No.
Okay? You don't hire college coaches. Don't win championships.
Billy Donovan, Patino.
He's a better coach, but
Yeah.
the Celtics have far better talent. The top 4 guys on Boston's roster are better than the 2 best guys on Miami's roster.
Oh, easily, hands down. Yeah.
Easily.
So what about
I think
them
the Lakers
against
are gonna win.
LeBron?
I think the Lakers are going to win the whole thing. Unfortunately, that moron's going to win a championship. There should be an asterisk next to that championship.
Yeah.
Because the bubble thing has been a disaster in my mind.
Of course. All right, Barry. Good call as usual. Thanks for calling in, bud.
But
Right. Barry also called out the guy from the Giants who tore his ACL instantly on Sunday. I hate the Giants.
Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of them.
I did win $65 though from the Patriots losing. So
Can we just say that the Patriots losing annoyed me, and then also the Saints last night, which I'm annoyed at myself that I didn't pay attention to that. But yeah, the Saints not taking it to the Raiders. Raiders took that. But so if anybody's really paying attention out there, this
this is a soccer area. Kind
Oh,
of.
that's so true. Football,
They don't even know what it is.
not football.
Benfica, Epa, Porto. So
It
you know
was
what
LA in a
happened
new stadium.
is we
That
did
was
receive a call from Mr. Joe Rebello.
He called it back.
He called back. So I want to give him. Well, we know the name. So we're going to call Mr. Rebello back because he is a political insider in Fall River, and he wants to speak on behalf of Mr. Donald
He
J.
is an
Trump.
insider. I knew he was somebody.
Hello.
Yes, Joe. Sorry, we were in the bathroom.
That's fine.
In the casino. Epa. So what's up with Donald J. Trump?
Well, what's up? He's a hell of a good man. He's done a good job for our country. He's done better than Democrats, better than the Kennedys. To be honest with you, I've been through hell. I've been around the block. This man,
Joe Rebello puppet.
him, Ronald Reagan, Mr. Nixon.
Tricky Dicky.
Nixon.
Yeah.
They done a hell of a good job for our country. The Democrats, they're destroying our country.
I agree.
Our liberty. Because we have the Statue of Liberty in New York. For what? That doesn't mean nothing. The Democrats is trying to destroy
I think it's
our semblance.
yeah.
Our semblance.
But
The people that have fought for our country, for our freedom, for the luxuries we have.
they tell us that the Statue of Liberty now it actually, like, the people with gender issues, it sees itself as a statue of socialism. So that's
Yeah,
if you
Joe,
ask the
Joe, who do you
statue,
want me to
that's-
fight? Because you got me riled up.
Let me tell you before you.
This guy's ready to get me
I'm
going.
sorry. I'm sorry to be so rude.
No, that's right. We love
Riling
that.
me up, Joe.
I'm sick and tired to see these Democrats. They are social. They are communists.
That's right.
I came from a country. It was a social. I mean, whatever the dictators they were. We don't know. Our citizens, a lot of our people, doesn't know how to live under their dictators.
Now, which country did you come from?
I come from Portugal, from Michael Azores,
Ah,
and I am Portuguese and proud.
nice. I've
to
been there a
be,
couple times.
but I am proud to be in this country.
Thank you.
Because I always fought it for this country since I've been here, and I'm going to continue.
Why is it that most Portuguese people dislike Donald J. Trump?
I don't think they do. I don't think a majority
you know
do.
why? You know why? I'll tell you why. Straight out, and I can scream and yell.
A media.
Because the Democrats is free. Democrats! Take the hard-working people money, and if you have a factory, They want you to give you some how much we have to have an incentive for a company to succeed.
Yes, incentives.
Not
That's right.
penalize.
No.
Not penalize.
People, I always say that people respond to incentives.
Well, Joe, keep up the fight, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, brother.
And the more you take from the
Joe Rebello.
makers and give to the takers, the more lopsided your economy is
I
going
want
to
to
be.
hop off a point that he was saying that I don't think, to the opposition or whatever, or just people who are, if you want to be objective, who don't pay attention. What I think, when they talk about the wave, the blue wave that was coming, and I said, nah, I don't know about that. I think there might be that whole silent majority thing, that quiet red tsunami building. What I'm finding more and more to be clear, and the regular media is talking about it as well, but what's becoming more clear is I don't think people are realizing how much the average American is getting sick and tired of hearing how much America sucks.
Right.
Like, it's just every day. Like, so I'm somebody who, you check yourself. Like, check your situation, America. See what's going on. There's a lot of shit we could get into where it's like, this is foul, this is foul. So, yes.
We're still the best country on earth.
No, right. But that's what I'm saying. This is going further and further down the line of beating a dead horse. And the average American is like, all right, I get it already. I get it. Now I'm sick of hearing how much I suck. So instead, you have other people who are like, you know what? We don't suck. We're awesome. Go America. Let's go. Rah rah sis boom ba. It's easy. I'm trying to say there's easier to grab them now. There's more people that are going to be on that side, like what do you call it? Groundswell or whatever.
All right, yeah. So, like, bottom feeder.
I think most people are patriotic in a sense, and I think that most people understand that this is the best country in the world, and that people risk their lives floating across the Atlantic Ocean on piles of trash to get here.
Speaking of piles of trash,
yes.
I'm being notified that one of these bleeding hot liberals that are fucking insane
they are
is
insane.
once again tuned in. I don't know how she's tuned in.
Oh, is this your friend? Is this your BFF?
This is so many people hate
Jeff,
this.
Melissa
BFF.
Costa?
I don't say her name, but she works at Morton Middle School, and she traumatizes little kids.
She is a
little
teacher?
students. Yes.
No,
Well, I think
she's
she's
not.
like a substitute teacher.
Oh my God.
She's the most miserable, hateful person on earth. And every time she wants to talk about us, we're going to talk about her. So we're going to have a segment every week, the Melissa Costa segment, where everyone can.
I can't
their
believe that
toilet.
she actually teaches children. My goodness, that's scary.
That's why the
That
world
just
is.
became apparent to me. So yeah, what's the whole deal with that now, huh? She's
I smell fear on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many of those. The Antifa, the like, they don't even know what the fuck.
Well, do you
they
know
are.
that a majority of the Antifa people arrested during all these riots were actually like school teachers?
Yeah,
No,
most
and
of them.
that's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good school teachers out there.
Sure.
And
Just like there's a lot of good cops out there.
right. You're going to be a school teacher because maybe your husband does well and you like to have the summers off and you want to raise a family. That's great. If you're a school teacher who's like a volunteer drama teacher and like a part-time substitute, and you're like older than me, you really haven't succeeded in life.
Right.
And it sucks to be miserable like that. They do have that number, 1-800-Samaritans.
Is it one of those deals though where they're just like, they're involved in weird, wacky shit on the side as like full time and not as a side time? You know what I mean? Like they're just
Yeah.
usually
a
some
lot of people say
wackies
she's unhinged.
that I don't want to get. I don't know where
Well,
enough.
But that's 3
I
minutes.
find that,
and
even
that's
just looking
3
through-
minutes too many.
I mean, even just looking through the tweets of like prominent educators, even like higher education professors, like in like Yale
Maybe
and
she'll
Harvard.
call in and debate with us.
Yeah, right. Conspiracy. Well, I mean, just look at their tweets.
Do you want
And
a
these
sausage
people like
burrito?
regularly call
Yeah,
for white
true.
genocide. All I want for Christmas is white genocide. And
can't.
they get away with saying these like completely racist things on a public forum, and they don't get their accounts banned. They they have all kind of followers. They're teaching you children. For me personally, I don't want my child anywhere near these radical leftists in
You
the higher
have-
educations.
You followed the Monica Cannon Scott Turtle Boy drama.
Of course.
So they were there with Rayla Campbell today, and there's this
That's what I was gonna bring up.
white woman who, now first of all, Rayla was really getting into it towards the end. They were like blocking her, and she kept saying, "Don't assault me." There was a white woman, friend of Monica Cannon Scott, that called Rayla the N-word. That's what this world
Yep.
has come down to, where white people, these wacko lunatics, think that they're oppressed.
Well, the
people
dude
of
who
color.
got shot in Wisconsin was on. I know, Sarah, you know this one, right? Prior to the whole thing, he was like challenging people, like, "Yo, shoot me,
Yeah.
N-word.
Yes,
Yo,
that's
shoot me,
right.
N-word."
And then
Like,
and then he got shot, and then
Hey,
he,
yo,
and then he
shoot me,
cried, and then he
N-word.
cried a big foul. Yeah,
And then he got shot.
Then
Then he was
Then
on
he got
CNN
shot,
going boo hoo hoo, boo hoo hoo, Oh, poor me.
Yeah, it's
You know,
amazing
right,
how they
right.
prop up these
Well, see,
pedophiles.
it's not about white privilege. It's not
But, I
white
mean, it
privilege.
was
It's
just
not.
so
It's
gross,
liberal
'cause here I am.
privilege. It's
I- you know,
liberal privilege.
I don't know. Wait, I was gonna say I don't know if you guys saw the article going around. A couple people are sharing it about Portuguese people now being labeled as not white or something. Have you caught that headline?
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not going with it, but see, this is my point. I was like, going to check myself. Like, here I am, a white guy. You know, other than that headline would state, yeah, I can double check, triple check. But you know, as a white guy, yeah, I think it's hysterical to see this white guy just challenging everybody else, shouting the N word, and it's
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
over there, like
Yep.
you know, what do you call it? White knighting is also the other way, but virtue signaling and everything, doing the whole show, being like, here I am, and boom, there goes your arm, buddy. Like
Yep.
you learn a lesson, I guess.
Snipe.
Today. Yeah,
Yeah.
sniped. Yeah.
So there was a couple of shootings locally. Obviously, one near.
We don't say restaurants, Jeff.
X and X hot dogs.
Yeah,
Joe Rubella's favorite place. That was over there
Rubella?
near the South Main Street, and it was surprise.
It was a 19-year-old kid
Two
got
black
killed,
people
right?
shooting each other.
Oh, gee.
I don't know
Imagine my
anything about
shock.
this except the post that was. We don't talk about restaurants. That's
Well, I
all it-
predicted, I predicted that it was a kid with a fake gun, and he brought it
yeah, you
to
said
a
about
real
the baby.
gunfight. And then when I read the report of this one, it said that that's what happened. The
Wasn't
kid,
this at like 9 a.m?
yeah, he was like, "Give me all you weed," and the guy pulls out a real gun, and he's like, "Yeah." And then he ran, and the guy shot 10 times at him. That's like he pissed him off. The guy was running. You can't do that, so he's not going to go to.
"Is this
jail.
because we don't have pop shata, pop shata? Is
Yeah,
it,
there
is
was
it,
another shooting. down
remember
in
that thing?
Nashville?
You
No,
know,
I don't.
the thing that we had from the cop. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, spot shotter.
Yeah,
shot spotter.
yeah,
spot
shata,
shotter.
shot spotter.
Imagine how many times that would be going off with the fireworks.
You're right.
Hey,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
didn't it like never actually
That was
get
a
up
big
and
thing.
running, and it was just like all for show?
This
You
is
know
what I was
mean?
trying to do. I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
dig
yeah.
up the drama. Where's like a whole drama thing for this? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like
It was
there
all
was
for
money
show.
that someone was making good money
All
on
that money got squandered as the camera sat there,
Yeah.
like not recording
Somebody's
anything. Right?
pockets
That's
was
that's how
just-
government works, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shotter.
But that seemed, I guess it didn't seem to work. Then they were going to fix it and give it to us for free.
Again, somebody's making money on that.
Yeah. there's
Well,
always
I mean,
somebody.
how
Is there an
could, how
app
could there not be?
associated with it? Or?
I mean, is like
Snow owl.
is our elected officials and our
Shout
like
out.
city officials really that incompetent that they would just like just keep putting us through these failures after failures? I don't think so.
what just happened? Oh.
I don't know. I think I was watching.
Wait, hold on. I
Melissa
have a
Costa
question.
puppet show.
Did it go from the gunshots to that girl's commercial in Chicago running for office?
No, it went to
That
my
was
RedTube
Baltimore. It
account.
was Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Jeez,
Baltimore,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
What did she say? She's got a thing
What?
that she says.
That video got like millions and millions
It's
of
a
views.
good one. It's a good marketed
She did
video.
an
What are you gonna
excellent,
do?
excellent job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it hits
And
all the triggers. It hits every trigger.
well, yeah, but what it does is it hits all the double standards, and it absolutely just refutes pretty much the entire left wing narrative in one little ad. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting live messages in, so you guys can continue on.
Oh.
We're going to continue on. As you can see, we're still continuing on.
Wait, let's talk about the storefront that we were just told, because a certain mayoral candidate from last year had a storefront. They changed to their Facebook profile for their candidacy page. I think her last name is Potatoes, and she so it says for mayor, and it was changed yesterday. So, but the thing of it is, she doesn't rent that place anymore. Eric, who owns the studio, his friend owns that building, and she does not rent there anymore. I don't know if she was evicted and she's using, she's going to use the place she works at to fight the
Honestly, she
eviction.
probably was not evicted.
And yeah,
but-
she knows how to get around that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, we
I
definitely
do
don't
know-
have any problem with teachers. We
I
love
do know that
teachers.
supposedly they're supposed to be opening up the housing courts in October. I guess that was but who knows if they're going to do another extension.
Love teachers.
But what I do know is that at first everybody was paying, right? But now my hubby has like about 3 or 4 tenants that are taking advantage of this, thinking they can't be evicted and they are not going to pay, and then they just think, oh well, when the courts do open, I'll just move, but I'm going to live here.
I
3
just
to
don't
6
see how
months, and,
anything's going to happen until after the election. Like, we're literally about to go into the October of nothing.
Well,
but
so
madness.
far, the housing courts in Massachusetts are scheduled to open in October, in the middle of October. Or
Well,
something.
tonight
I'm not
there's a
sure
city
the exact
council
date.
meeting, and I'm getting the word that, touching back on what we, not to use the word touch.
I was
maybe
sensitive to that
inappropriate.
first off.
Thank
You just
I don't want to
triggered me.
offend you.
Triggered me.
Sorry if I triggered anyone, but touch.
Trigger warning.
apparently city council president is launching an investigation.
Speaking of, I have his pen right here.
into,
Shout out to Cliff Ponte,
Cliff Ponte.
realtor.
All right.
Phone number. I won't get.
What
his
is he launching an
sponsored
investigation
segment
into?
available.
I want to hear this.
I think into these alleged rapes and sexual assaults that have taken place in the public.
That's
schools.
coming up tonight.
Oh, you know why? Because it all
I
came out now,
don't
so
know.
now he's gonna act like he's gonna be Mr. Hero and take a stand.
No,
you know what? You know what?
No,
It'll
that-
be nothing but political theater, and nothing will happen. All right? And-
Wait, I think
I'm gonna
they'd
bet
be
you-
okay with butchering though, because this is
Yeah.
a Jazel appointee. I think they would be fine with
It's
it.
that place in Westport near White's.
Yeah, but you know what'll happen?
Fish place?
He'll be
Butcher.
fired, and it'll all go
Jeans.
under the rug, and he'll be transferred to another community. But he won't be prosecuted.
What are you
Nothing will
talking
be looked
about?
into.
Studio 95A?
He'll be let go, and that'll be the end of it.
55-7.
He'll be in Somerset where they allow you to put your laptop in the girls'
Well,
locker
that's
room.
right.
to
Somerset
change.
is not any better, apparently. Yeah.
Where's Jess this week anyway? What'd she do?
Just something about a Trump thing, but I don't know if that's supposed to be hush hush or not.
Yeah. I don't. Jess is in this like secret campaign where she goes in the middle of the woods and she's like, "Don't try to contact me. I'm turning off my location statuses."
I
And
feel
they have like
we've
rituals
been, are
like
we,
in front of like shrines.
Is this really a Russian?
Trump
Like, is
shrine.
this all a Russian front? Is Fall River all a Fall
That's it.
River Russian
We're just a
front?
bunch of
All
Russian
your life,
bots.
every time you ordered
Yeah.
French dressing,
Speaking
they
of
were giving
bots.
you Russian dressing.
Russian bots. I watched a quick thing about the whole sex bots that are coming to the world. Be prepared, I guess.
I
Sex-
child ones too.
Did
you see
come
those?
on, Sarah. Come
offended.
on.
Listen,
Come on. I
How
was just
old
trying to
you-
have a semi-fun segment, and
But
then we're
it's
just going to go
true.
all
But it's
cuties on
true.
it.
How
But
old are
it's
your
true.
interns?
My interns, they're still college age. I don't ask Kelly because that'd be like against the rules, but I know Jake's 24, I think now.
She-
I
does she
missed
have
your
boobs
birthday,
yet?
Jake. I'm sorry. Huh?
Does she have boobs?
See,
yet?
I said I can't answer those questions. First off, everything nowadays, you can't tell if it's fake or not.
No.
From the
True.
butts to the eyebrows to the
True.
cheekbones to the lips.
To the penile, to right down to everything. Like, I mean, and if this lady comes in, this Roman Catholic Supreme Court justice, and brings everything back to everyone's got to be by the balls Catholic, because this lady that was on Everyone Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton.
Oh, yeah.
She said there's going to be an onslaught attack on religion if this woman gets put in. So be prepared to go
What
back
is
to
happening?
dating, and then you can't find out, you can't have sex until you take your vows,
Can
and then
there
you
just
find
be a
out
happy middle?
whatever you got the next day is what you're stuck with.
I mean, do we have to be parading around having orgies in public, or it's either all that or you have to like live like a nun? Why
what
can't
is
there just be
happening?
like some reasonability here?
I'm
in
prepared
this
to play devil's
situation?
advocate.
I
What's
just-
happening? I'm confused because everything just got all riled up and crazy.
I'm
Which
just
story we
saying,
talking about?
like,
We
It's
mixed
like if
them
you
up.
don't support that, if you don't just support like public orgies and transvestites and giving hormones to kids, you're like a bigot.
a lot
I mean,
going
but or you know what I mean? They
is
paint you
huge.
as
This is a huge
I'm just
conspiracy.
saying that they paint you as like this radical religious person, even though like listen, not all of us get waited till we got married to have sex, like even though we believe in the Christian religion, but there's a reasonability clause here. Can't we just
I had
like,
a
have some
child.
kind of like some common sense to like apply to when kids should be like open to sex? And I mean, I lost my
found-
virginity at 16. Is that? I mean, I think that's kind of reasonable, right?
I lost mine when I was 7. Fucking
Well, what, they're trying to normalize pedophilia or all this other stuff. They got 11-year-old
Father
drag
Tetral,
queens that
the
strip in
St.
front of a
Thomas
crowd of grown
Church.
men. They throw money
He
at.
got
Like,
me. He cornered me
on,
one
man.
day with the chocolate milk and the donuts after
I
catechism.
sound like Joe Biden. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I used to be out there with the kids, and I used to let them put their hands down my
Right, they used
leg.
to rub my hair legs down. They used
So-
to turn blonde in the sun.
So check this out.
Curl back up.
All right, so my obituary, someone gave me a copy of the other day. My wedding, it was in a paper 18 years ago. And it has everyone's names, addresses, my dead people, everyone. And it doesn't have my daughter's name in it. And I was wondering why. Like, is that,
Is she legal?
well, I mean,
Does she have legal status?
I slipped my wife a couple of Xannies, and that's how
Oh my goodness. I
you know,
can't.
like I said, it's tougher to adopt a cat than it is to have a baby.
That's exactly true.
You know, you just have sex, but it doesn't, and it's probably left out there. But it does say, following a honeymoon in Las Vegas, the newlyweds are going to be living in Somerset, and then Fall River, and then Westport, and then who else? Who knows where I'm going to be buried? But hopefully, it's not soon, because these days, I'm thinking that these radicals, they walk into bars and shoot 3 people down in Tennessee. That just happened.
Well, you see them, they record themselves as they go into outdoor restaurants and they flip tables over and they ruin
Yeah,
people's
I don't
meals
think
and
that's
they
well,
scream in
$1
your
million
face. and-
bond on each
I
one
mean,
of them.
come on. Like, ugh.
You know, though, not the icing on the cake, but the satisfaction I get from this is the political bodies that chose to let this happen for political reasons are about to have to eat crow.
Yes, they are.
And deal with it. It's going to be
Listen,
like,
Trump
well,
is going to win in an unbelievable landslide.
Didn't they? Not just that. So going forward, I believe that's going to be the case. I honestly was just telling someone, I think he's going to actually take the popular vote. Like it's going to be one of these. People are going to be unprepared for. A lot of people are going to be unprepared for reality. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think
but if
he might
not,
turn
I'm not
mass
going
red.
to sit there and cry either. Like I just want to be clear. I was talking to somebody about this. You know, it's crazy because right now you have the Republicans have the floor. As the Republicans have the floor, you start to see the Democrats cry a lot. What's going to happen though eventually is this pendulum's going again. The pendulum's going to be one of my favorite things here. The pendulum's going to swing. You're going to have a Democrat in office, and that's when you're going to see the Republicans start to cry again. It's like it's just one of these things that happen. Let's stay in the middle
what
and
they
look
did
at
under
common
Obama,
sense
though,
here.
is that they changed the rules to fit their agenda, and
They
now
do
it's
that. Both sides will
backfiring
do this.
on
That-
them.
Correct, but then
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's one of those. You know what I mean? In the middle, you see both do this, and right now it's working against them.
See, I don't know. I hate to see that you're one of those that's both sides people. Because
No. What do you
it's
mean?
so
How
far
much did
beyond
that
both
Ford
sides.
lady get paid to go up there and say that?
That's what I mean.
Kind of tripped.
When have the
his
Republicans
salary.
ever pulled something like that against a
No,
Democrat?
I'm with
Never.
it.
Never.
I'm
with
They
you on
play
this.
dirty.
Don't be a rape
They're-
apologist.
They're in the down position right now, and they're just shooting wildly, like they don't even care.
That's only because they don't control the narrative through the media anymore.
Things have gotten spicy though lately.
People,
I think
have been red pilled.
Democrats have control of media though. That's the issue, and that's
No, but they
a
only
huge
well,
conspiracy.
Well, they no, but they
but
don't.
it's-
They don't have control of the narrative, and that's the thing. Is that they're
what
doing
about
their
what
best
about-
to control the
they
media.
they lost grip when we got to use the internet. So mainstream media lost a little bit of its grip when the internet started to become popular for like giving out information.
But too many people are red-pilled.
That's gone. That's kind of going to be out there now. We're not going to have that privilege. They've taken They've clutched onto the side media. What's
The
happening?
Massachusetts Red Pill.
I think that the group itself is being taken off Facebook. Is that?
Well, this is what I was going to say, though. Not
That's
like,
what I was told.
Why
I'm
is it still
watching.
there?
I'm watching my Facebook get
It's not that you
manipulated.
can't join groups. I think that the group itself is being censored.
Okay.
That's what
I'm
that's what
watching
saying.
my Facebook feed get manipulated more than I touch my Facebook feed. Okay, I purposefully do not block people. You'll never catch me putting up one of those like unfriend me now if I don't do that. I like to watch my newsfeed look like a spectrum of everything. So all of a sudden, though, more and more, I'm seeing at the top of my Facebook some stupid notification about how Facebook has taken it upon itself to determine what I can and cannot watch. And Jeff, I don't know if you were here for this, if we brought this up. Do you remember last week or during last week when there was the Joe Biden clip that went up of the music edited? He came up to do his Despacito nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't remember the timeline if this came up. The thing that was crazy to me was he comes up, there's a clip where he comes up and he does it. You guys got to listen to this. And then it's gosh darn Despacito. Like, what are we talking about?
Is that Cardi B?
Yeah, I don't even. I was like doing a
It
year
was
on
one
this.
of the
What year this
most one
one?
of the most horrific examples of pandering I've ever seen in my
so
life.
Gross. It
Yeah,
should be so
yeah.
gross to the normal eye. But now let's go further than that. Here's where it gets really stupid. When again, Facebook is playing games and then wants to blame Russia. So.
Yes.
So it's disgusting. So I go and I share that clip to a friend of mine. When they play the clip, it plays fine, or I see it fine. I've watched it fine. All of a sudden, when I go to re-show someone else later in the day, I look in the comments and someone says, "Hey, look at that. That's funny. Facebook has it blocked or something." Facebook applied the filter to the video. The video had nothing wrong with it. It was an unedited video. It wasn't the version that's edited out there with the NWA F the police. It wasn't that.
That was
no,
funny,
and
though.
that was funny. But see, that's
Yes.
what. And then someone told me they think that might have been the reason that Facebook analysis, Facebook's algorithm predetermined that video in general is obscene or whatever you want to call it. So they blocked it.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you, though, is there was nothing wrong with the video. And then later on, even Facebook had removed the filter. But guess what that means? That means for about, let's assume 3 to 4 hour window, when that video was prime time, Facebook shut it down so that you couldn't share it and say to your friends, like, look at this nonsense. Look how gross this is.
What about the black kid
Facebook
that ran a
shut that
stoplight?
down.
You saw that and you said that the cop was wrong. Then you watched the full version and you say that you can't just pull over to the left side of the road and get out of the car and stand with your mother when you get pulled over. The officer
Well, I mean,
can ask you.
it wasn't close proximity to his house.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was right there,
Doesn't
and I
matter.
do believe that she did escalate the situation on trying to throw her weight around as a authoritarian.
Yeah, but none of that would have happened if they just complied.
I get it, but this is the social climate of
That doesn't
our
mean we have
society
to
today.
accept it.
But as a cop, like, she could have just give the ticket and just went on her way. There really wasn't a threat there. They weren't selling drugs. It wasn't like a big thing that you were trying to
What
arrest
if
a
she
criminal.
identified as a social worker?
Listen, listen, I don't know about all that, but I believe that, you know what, this is and I mean, more often
Was
than
she a
not,
person of
she
gender?
belongs to she's a cop in California. That means they have big unions, right, which are all run by
Was she a
Democrats.
person of gender?
So these,
Which gender? Fluid?
That's what I'm saying. Which gender?
I just
was
go
it?
cop?
with fluid.
If you had to assume.
Fluid is
I'd
now
say
a
the
gender.
cop was a woman. She had a big tattoo on her arm. So, you know, it wasn't like... all I'm saying is that she should have just gave the ticket and went on her merry way. This is what Democrats
what if the
have
guy
done.
had
This
a-
is the
what if
climate
the guy
they
had
have
a warrant?
created. The unions are is what is so corrupt. Not police officers, individual police officers. It's the unions that protect all the bad cops, which is what all the Democrats vote for. So I'm so sick of all these freaking morons out there protesting the policies that they voted for. All right, it's corrupt Democrats, they're corrupt unions that protect the corrupt cops. And you're all out there voting for the shit that you fucking advocate for. And it's so gross and it's so stupid. And then you want to blame the people that are telling you the way it is. And it's
That was a
you.
good- I
It's
like the
you.
pause there. I love that
It's
pause
you.
Ava.
And it's so bad. And I'm over it. Like, you know what? Open your eyes. Stop voting for these Democrats, and then things will get better.
It's a
But don't
blue state.
advocate for Democratic policy as you're out there protesting Democratic
Do you
policy.
have a blue check mark
Okay,
on Twitter?
it's ridiculous. You look like a fool.
What does that mean that you have a blue check mark, by the way?
What does that mean? When
Yeah.
A blue check
Does that
mark?
mean
On
you're
Twitter,
a
yeah, I'm not
Democrat?
sure. I'm not a big Twitter follower.
No, or on Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're official.
Oh, do
You've gotten
they?
it licensed.
Official.
You're official.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
pay for that?
I don't think you have to.
Oh, I
No, you
don't
just have to
know.
go through a verification process.
I see.
Oh.
You have to go through a verification process or know somebody to speed that
I
up.
have a badge that
Will,
says
talk
you're-
to Will. William.
Yeah,
William's the first
Oh, does
person.
he have a blue check
I
mark?
remember
Oh.
when William got it. I remember hitting him up like, whoa. How, what?
What's that
He
mean?
told me. No, I know what it
No, he's
means,
in
but I was just
two
like, how did
movies.
you pull this off? What are you doing?
He was in two
He had
movies.
like a connection. No, this was before his movies. This guy had the connection. Will's got his
Will's the
plans in
man.
place. No, he's got his
Are you
plans
talking
in
about
place.
Flanagan?
Will
Yes.
Flanagan,
Listen,
yeah.
I know something. I love him as a radio host.
Yeah,
I think he does
does
a
a good
great
job.
job.
He's gonna be
fair.
selling the purple
And
masks.
he was very fair to me during my whole protest thing that I had and stuff. He let me call into the show and be a guest, and he was very, very fair. But as a mayor, no. But as a radio host, I absolutely love him. I think he's cool.
What about next year? Him making a comeback?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think he might do it for the fun of it.
I don't think it's
I
gonna
think
happen.
he's literally
Just
gonna
for
do
a
it
third
the fun of it.
movie?
Like no,
Quibi,
for the fun
Quibi.
of it. Like if he thinks it's an easy grab,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do it if it's an easy grab, and I think he might start thinking
Like,
it's an
it's like
easy grab.
RBT is running
Oh,
against
God.
Erica Potatoes. And
First, like to be real, as far as Erica goes, I've told her she should just. I don't get the mayor run thing. Just go for city council if you really want to actually
Yeah.
like. If you
Actually
thought you
get a
wanted to get in the
non-volunteer
ring,
job.
No,
It
right?
does
No,
seem
she's
a
got.
little
She
bit,
says
like,
she's her work
conceited to go
situation.
right for the mayor's
no,
office,
I
right?
understand her logic. It's a work related logic. I get it, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, and so that tells me a lot of the people's opinion out there is going to be: if you really wanted to get in the muck of it all, just run for city council, get in there, do your thing, and then go ahead. And if you felt like you could go for it, go for it. I don't like the move of just jumping in.
Arrogant.
But again, I understand
Speaks
it's
of
a
arrogance.
work related. I get it. It's just
Arrogance.
weird. It's
It
not a
doesn't
good.
think
It's
of
not smart.
arrogance.
I don't
You're
think
right,
it's
yeah.
smart.
Yeah,
That's
I
all.
have a Harvard
Not if
degree.
you actually want to win. Like I'm not putting my money.
I don't
in that.
have a storefront on Pleasant
I
Street.
have zero life
like I
experience,
show.
no kids, never ran a business, don't own a home.
Filed
But I'm going to tell
bankruptcy.
you how to live your life and how to run the economy. You know what I mean? And
These
what's
people
best
went
for
to
your
school
kids.
for
Sounds
this.
like Oprah.
They went to school for this, okay? Do you understand? You go to school so that eventually you can do these things with your hands for everyone.
Right, but these people are not
Bring them
educated the way they
in,
think they are.
let
They are
them know.
indoctrinated to like believe in communism. You know, they're not there's a big difference between education and indoctrination. And the only thing that our higher education has become is a school of
think over the course
indoctrination.
of this show-
You should be educated in the real world of hard knocks. That's the best education you can get.
All right, so what's the best thing that's happened to you in 2020, Mike?
A lot of overtime.
Not overtime. Yeah, I know
good
a bunch
for
of
you.
I know a bunch
Good
of
for
guys that
you.
work for the state that have been getting a lot of.
I'm
overtime.
not. It's I knock on wood all the time because I know there's a lot of people that are hard hit out there, but just due to the way the universe and the world
Foul,
keeps spinning,
yeah.
I've been just picking up. I picked up a ton of overtime, so again, been busy, but it's been good.
Yeah, that's
Helped
good.
me
That's
get
good.
ahead.
How about you, Sarah? You
best
get to
thing that's
spit in
happened to me
someone's
in 2021?
coffee that fucked with you on
no.
Facebook.
Well, I mean, I'm glad I'm back to work.
Yeah.
I mean, really, nothing significant has happened. I have a great life. I love my husband. I mean, we have a wonderful relationship. I mean, my
Things
kid
just
gives
move.
me a hard time. He's 14. He gives me a hard time, but
So it hasn't
he's
been
a good
that
kid.
bad a
It hasn't
year.
been- It's been very uneventful. My 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess I've saved a little money by not being able to spend as much time in the bars.
I gained a shit ton of weight. Yeah, that's why I drink at home. If I had to drink
See,
at
I
bars,
don't really drink
I'd
at
be
home. I'm a
bankrupt.
bar drinker. I don't have no booze at
I
home.
couldn't afford it.
I like to go out.
$6.95 for a beam, sir. My tab at the end of the night would be like $117.
From your sponsor, right? Wait, what's the sponsor, right?
Yeah, Johnny's Crossroads Wine and Spirits. $1 Jim Beams. Johnny Crossroads Wine and Spirits also has flavored tobacco. And flavored tobacco, I mean, roll those blunts. Apple flavored, grape flavored, cherry
see that?
flavored. You can even have vagina flavored if you feel that sort of
That's
way.
depends who you're going for.
Depends how,
I guess I'm
how you
just really-
identify as yourself.
I guess
mean,
I'm just really happy that the heat is gone. Like I'm very excited for this
Yeah.
fall weather. It was a brutal summer. The humidity and the heat was just oppressive, and I'm very happy that the cool weather is here. So I want to see the leaves change. I want some pumpkins. Not that I like pumpkin spice, but I like the fall.
Basic.
And
Crispy.
I'm not a pumpkin
crispy.
spice person, but I do love the decorations, the Halloween. I do love the fall.
I do love bacon.
What are we going to do?
I like bacon. I love bacon.
What are we
I
gonna-
don't think that's seasonal.
What are we gonna do
round.
for what are we gonna do for Halloween? Is anyone doing trick or treating or anything? Or?
Well, I mean, are they canceling it? Or, I mean, I,
thought
guess
we're
that's
throwing.
up to the people.
Aren't we just throwing candy at kids?
Oh,
Isn't
you're
that the
just
game
gonna
plan this
throw it off
Halloween?
your front porch?
So my neighborhood's doing a where you can protest, like we're allowing the protests, and you can come loot at my house. That doing that like shit.
Right.
So,
Like an
So I
open-
guess we'll just call it a
open
peaceful
borders
protest.
policy kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yes, and then
Doors
we'll
wide
let
open.
the kids have
Eyes
some
wide
Halloween,
shut.
yeah. See, my kid is 14 now, so he don't go
Doors
trick or
wide
treating
open, eyes
anymore.
wide
So
shut.
I'm kind of out of the loop now.
On
with all
Halloween-
the Halloween stuff.
yeah, at Halloween,
Yeah.
someone would have a party at the house where their parents worked the second shift, and we'd have like an ice sculpture, and some girl would pass out in the bedroom, and I could hear Dr. Dre and Eminem.
Gary at Simon's always has a
Mention
great
this
Halloween
again.
party. He always has like either Yvonne or his friend Dan come do like a karaoke disc jockey type of thing, and
to
everybody
a good
dresses
Halloween
up. And,
party in a
yeah,
while.
he always has a good party every year. Yeah, it's always very
a
fun
while.
there. Yep.
I haven't been to a Halloween party since 1996.
I went as Rosie the Riveter last year, and my son just went in his baseball uniform.
I just go as Peter Griffin everywhere.
Yeah, you could pull that off.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
You see my baseball? No,
Hey, Peter.
I don't know what I'm gonna go as this year.
I have a few different costumes that I kind of.
Oh wait, that's the one. So I've seen a good costume. I saw the one where it's like the mannequin head that looks like
Yeah,
it's
what-
Joe Biden, so it looks like he's Joe Biden sniffing
like
your head.
sniffing you.
That one's one. A friend of
That's
mine made.
excellent.
A friend of mine previously made a costume where it's like his double the head, so it looked like he had just a conjoined twin. So I told him, I was like, dude, this is already set up for you. Like you gotta go with it.
Yeah,
So
make that into a
I
Joe
got
Biden
someone.
head,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but that's a good question right there. What do you think's gonna be the Halloween item this year?
Well, I doubt they're gonna like let any bars open for parties. and
No,
stuff,
but like the mask. I'm saying, what do you think's the hot go-to?
Oh,
Like
did
this
you
is the
see- did
face
you
of
Ruth
see-
Bader
Halloween.
Ginsburg. Can they make him in time?
Oh,
I don't know,
no,
but
is
did
that
you see the
respectful or
couple that-
disrespectful? Like, does it look fresh?
It will be disrespectful to those certain people.
No. I meant like, is the mask going to be appropriate, or is it going to be like it's Halloween? Like, is it going to be zombie Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Since she's probably been dead for like the last year.
3 years I'm hearing.
Canceled. All right, guys, it's been a great show. I'm already canceled. I know there's a huge RGB click out there. I'm roasted. Sorry, guys.
I gave RBT a shout out. I gave RBT a shout out this morning.
I
on
heard
WCR.
that, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it was about my rescue cat being homeless, and I was like, he was driving race cars, and then, but yeah, we really
Is
did.
Benson a rescue?
We wrapping it up right now?
Oh, did you want to? I mean, I'm not.
No,
but if you guys want to wrap it up.
Yeah, I
It sounded
usually
like he
do
was
an
wrapping it
hour.
up. That's why I took the thing.
Yeah, I mean, Mike can wrap it up. He's wrapped a few blunts. in
Yeah,
his
come
life.
on, then let's do it up.
But I'd like to do
Give
an
us an
hour.
outro.
Yeah, no, we still got some things to go over.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Yeah,
Good.
Um,
I don't know
so
where to go. I'm good.
so yeah, so there's
At least half.
some more steam to the steam train that's coming into town. Is looks like it's going to flatten the school department. So that is a prediction, and that's supposed to be brought up. And that investigation, I mean, I don't see how you're saying it.
Well, we'll see what the mainstream media does with it, because
How does Cliff is investigating it?
we'll see if your buddy
So-
Dion has anything to say about the situation.
How
I'm
does
sure
it
he
come
will.
up tonight, though? Isn't it one of those deals where, like, are we going to get a call from Patrick Higgins next week going, like, guess what, Jeff?
There was a violation.
I got a violation on him. I can't do a Patrick Higgins yet. I'll work on it, though.
Oh, I'm getting there.
Well,
International
well, I
drug
think
bust.
that it'll go viral on the internet, and then it will die out, and it'll get swept under the rug, and he'll get transferred, and we'll get a new superintendent, and nobody will know. Nobody will be the wiser. That's how they do things.
The darknet was taken down today. A $600 million enterprise drug bust.
Wow.
The dark internet. Sean Zen used to get into that
I know,
a lot
but what
with
are you
us.
saying? It got taken down?
I don't think it was drugs. I'm
it
sure
took
it was
time.
human trafficking is what brought it down. But if they want to say drugs, okay.
That's what they did, was they called it drugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was human.
Sometimes,
trafficking.
though, I wouldn't be so surprised either with the drugs, because you got to understand who is going to make money on it and who said shut that one down because we want that shipment shut down. We're going to
Well, most young girls are manipulated into that sexual, where you pimp, they get them hooked on drugs.
I have a pimp story.
Human trafficking on the black market
I wanna
makes
hear a
way
pimp
more money
story.
than drug trafficking.
Jeff, you'll
on
love
the
this
black
story,
market.
actually.
All right,
This
here
is
we go.
definitely
It's
a form of a
story
real story.
time.
Everybody come around the campfire. When I was a writer, on my weekends I'd go on the couch. And,
No.
I'd work a long shift. You too can work a long shift.
Like, I don't want to do this all show. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
It's such a good impression.
It's kind of funny. It is.
I'm bringing
kinda
two
funny.
burritos
I mean,
next week.
It is. It is.
It's a love-hate
Tater tot.
relationship. I don't know.
You guys love
love
each other.
to
You're dying.
So now, like, true pimp story. Like you said, this is definitely far of a story. As quick as I can. I remember I was at somebody's house. Right. This is back when the age when you can't really legally buy liquor, so you find those random people to get you
12.
liquor. No, it wasn't like that. It was probably like 18 though. Like
Yeah.
realistically
easily.
for me, like no, it was it's 18. Summers of 18, that kind of thing. But the funniest thing was we'd get these weird people to get us some liquor, right? So it would just be, and I was also a person who used to hang around some people I knew at the park. So I just knew some weird people in the neighborhood. So this one person, they go get us some liquor, and we do the whole like, yeah, we're gonna hang out at this person's house and drink. I don't know this people from a hole in the wall. Okay, it's literally friends of mine who I'm just like, yeah, here we go, adventure time, right? We go in, I chill there for a bit, we're having some drinks, smoking up, whatever. In the other room, there's some of your like orgy action you're talking about, or some nonsense like that, right? I'm over. Literally, I'm in one room with a friend. No joke. I know what's going on. It's just nuts to me. I'm playing like Nintendo 64 or Saturn or something like that, smoking up a drink.
Sad.
Listen, I swear to you, true story. All of a sudden, there's a ruckus. Everybody's like, "What the hell's this?" Like,
The girl woke up during sex.
No, a ruckus, dude. Like you think someone's coming to kill you. What's going on?
Oh.
All of a sudden, what it is I come to find. It's all of a sudden you start learning. Like, wait a minute, where am I and what's going on? I'm in like somebody's house. Who the guy is like pimping out this girl, and it's the boyfriend showing up.
Oh my god.
To call out, like, what are you doing, my guy? Right? But then obviously this is going to be a suspect type group. So, the girl's not exactly your kosher clean. And that means the boyfriend's definitely not. The boyfriend was probably, go get us the bag.
That's right.
Come right back.
That's
he was
right.
like, I said one, not two.
That's
Whatever's
right,
going
that's
on.
right, That's right.
So
Drippity drip drip.
this dude's showing up though with like there's a machete involved. Yeah. It was a good story. So story time here at
Wait,
Fall
was this
River
near
Raw.
Kennedy Park?
Might have been. There's a
that in the
staircase that
news?
goes up. What? I don't know if it was in the news.
I
This was a
believe-
long time ago,
This
man.
seems like I remember this from years ago. That the guy came in and flipped the fuck out. And
Dude, it was a
was
like
like
it, I know the entry had a long staircase. So the thing that made it crazier was the boyfriend's at the bottom of the
Huge
staircase while the
conspiracy.
pimp's at the top with this machete. And I mean, if anybody plays Call of Duty, or if Jeff,
That's fucked
snips from the top,
Yeah.
the angle.
Sniper
So
on
I'm
the
just
roof.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm at the top of the stairs, like this guy might catch a machete. And then next thing you know, it's like that Facebook video that went around. You're seeing someone's head split open.
Yeah.
I didn't want that at an early age.
No.
All right.
No,
I hadn't been exposed
Yeah, I
to
have
things.
no
like-
crazy stories like that.
I did buy.
Get out of here! This
no.
one,
Yeah, listen.
this one. I got no stories like that. I lived.
In other words,
a
she's not
life.
a
I lived a
trash
life. I
player.
lived a good life.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Not like that.
My best story-
So I have some wild party stories.
I'll
but
tell you
nothing
this one.
having anything like that.
And I still
It's
see the
happening.
guy's name. The guy's name was Clyde Berry, and he's from Fall River. And he was around my age, and we were at a party in Somerset, and there was fighting. They came. They didn't want him there. I don't know if it was race or whatever. But the fucking kid chased the kid. They were hitting him with pool sticks. He jumped in his car and he drove through, and someone pushed his friend in front of the vehicle. This is right in front of me. They drive the kid all the way down the street.
Wow.
They think the kid's in a wheelchair to this day.
Jesus.
And they got caught. They got like probation and stuff, weird shit. But it was a keg party. Literally, all we did was we went in the back and we brought the keg to the other side of the street and we put it in my car and we went back to my house. I was like, "Yeah, I'm out of here. See you, bro."
Exactly. Say a
Seriously.
quick
Yeah, bro.
prayer.
That's
Do whatever you got to
right,
do
that's
for
right.
luck.
Say the
Thoughts
beer
and
and get the
prayers.
hell out of there.
Yeah. Hey, that was it's story
For
time
real.
here on
For
It's
real.
Follow
story,
Up.
Sarah. We know you got stories.
The one with the craziest stories sits in the middle and stays quiet. Doesn't say nothing.
Right.
Fools everyone.
Yeah. Well.
I don't want to embarrass. I would
Yeah.
never like embarrass my family. you know?
Yeah.
I thought
And,
she
you
said
know what, we'll
embarrass
leave
us
the-
with the
Listen,
epic.
I have those too, but
I don't want
just,
to. My
I
man
won't go
watches
there.
all this stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not going to
Yeah,
embarrass
no.
him. Listen,
Notice, I
that
wanna
was
be
a,
clear.
that was a
When was
time
the
in my
last time
life
you
in my
knocked
way past.
When was the last time you
And,
knocked the bitch out?
but a couple years ago.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We're friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame you. You know,
We're
a
friends
couple.
now. We made up.
Excellent pizza in Somerset. I might get some TNT hot dogs. Patrick usually brings. But Patrick doesn't like me anymore. I don't think. I think Patrick's only comes on when Jess comes on.
Yeah, him and Jess are very close, man. I guess they gossip all the time, them two.
Well, Jess is like the control center for the tri-state area
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
of fuckery. But I don't know.
She has a lot more patience dealing with some special characters.
I just like
I have no patience for people. Like,
that
sometimes.
Melissa tunes in every week. I think it's I'm like excited tonight. Maybe I'm masturbate about it tonight. I'll look at that screenshot of her watching.
Oh, she's charging you with
Melissa.
a crime now. Oh boy, you're getting
I'm
brought up
gonna
on charges.
look and I'm gonna look at the
Brought
little
up on
puppets
charges
and
now.
I'm gonna dress up
And
Lulu as a
she
puppet.
is like out there, woohoo, Looney Tune land. Like sometimes I
that's-
read her stuff, and I think she has me blocked, so I can only read it when I see
Yeah, she
screenshots.
does.
But
We can
oh
see it
my
from the
god,
secret
she
accounts.
is definitely out there.
Also,
She is definitely out
Miss Potatoes took all her stuff off the Who Knew page. The,
Oh,
the
she
Who
did.
Knew, in case you don't know.
What is Who Knew?
The
Yeah.
Who Knew page was a page that says, Joe Roballo works for the Concrete
Joe
Cherise
Roballo.
Company, Pereira Grain, where you can buy a pair of school shoes and a one-armed lobster for
It was like,
$3.99.
who knew we live around all these racists? Let's
And-
stock their jobs.
yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
stock their jobs.
Yeah, so they started
Oh, it was
doxing
a
people.
calling out.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a calling out page. Yeah.
Yeah, So she went mental with me. But there's also another thing going on where you can text some number and it'll send a letter to a senator. It says to say Ruth Bader Ginsburg's final wish was to
saw
have
that
Trump wait.
meme.
No, motherfucker, it wasn't. It was to get cured of cancer. Like, what the
Listen,
fuck?
but listen to her back in 2016 when Obama was trying to push his SCOTUS pick after Scalia.
Yeah.
She said that the presidency
Vox.
doesn't end on the last year. There's no clause that says you can't appoint a SCOTUS. So they all
Bullshit.
changed their tunes now that it's Trump appointing somebody with the votes now. Now he's the one who shouldn't do it. But
We
you
should
know
do
what?
it for feminism.
I'm saying just
All
the
right,
way, just
for
by,
female.
yeah, right. Just by the way they treated Kavanaugh, right? We should stick it to him, and he should appoint somebody. If he's got the votes, do it just to stick it to them.
Right. So
All right?
based on this Supreme Court pick, I'm investing my money in that my father left me, his hard-earned money. I'm investing in condoms and Kleenex. Because the Kleenex will be help for the tears and the cleaning up for the residue of the condom, and the condom will be because abortion will be illegal.
Well, they're already freaking out. Did you see? I posted some things on my page about these leftists making their videos and
I mean, I'm
freaking
I'm
out.
not-
They're screaming.
Yeah,
this
I've
one
seen
girl's
it.
like
I've
in her
seen this
car
going on.
screaming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, these people like have really
I'm like
lost
4
their
years
marbles.
pregnant, and I'm not aborting my child. I'm just going to let it live inside me first. It drinks a lot. It loves.
I just mean it's about time that people on the right, like us, like regular common sense folk, put our foot down. Stop letting these far left radicals, bully you into submission. It's time. We've been bending over to these liberals now for decades.
What do you think the
It's
response
time-
would be if Donald Trump said, "Okay, I appoint Mary Jo Kopechne to the Supreme Court"? She is a conservative, but she isn't going to touch Roe versus Wade. She has it in writing.
I don't think anybody's going to touch Roe versus
what I
Wade.
keep
why-
trying-
are they
I'm just
using that
having
as
this
the
convo
excuse?
with people.
It's a scare tactic that they're using.
It's fear. It's
You know
so
what? Because
bad.
I smell it. I
keeping
smell the
your,
fear.
You know, the right, we're also right wingers. We can keep our religious beliefs out of like our political beliefs, and I don't want to take a woman's right to choose away. The only like issues that I have with it is that they're pushing for this late term abortion stuff. Like, and I get it. It's because Planned Parenthood sells sells like baby body parts and baby
Little
organs.
Johnny,
And the
you're
more
17
developed
now.
that
You
they
haven't
are,
accomplished anything.
Bro, the more developed these baby parts are, the more money they're worth. So that's why you're seeing the push
I know.
towards late-term abortion.
It's funny you say
But
this, Sarah. I literally
listen,
just
there's
had the same convo.
There's a big difference between an
Same
abortion at
convo.
6 weeks versus an abortion at 6 months. And abortions in this country are already legal up to 24 weeks, which I think is an atrocity. I mean, but
for
I mean, it's
other
a very
people,
touchy
it's-
subject.
yes.
But if you don't support like abortion up to birth, then you like don't want to deny women their health care. Like, there's no in
But-
between.
so I
There's
just-
no reasonability.
I want to piggyback on what you just said for sure that, like I said, I was just talking to someone about this today, and one of the things I just don't think people realize enough. Like, let's say I'm willing to understand reasons why you'd take it later, even though I disagree. I just want to make sure other people are aware. Do you know though that there's a market for this? Like, that's so. In other words, side convo, real quick, just so you know why I might be hesitant to some of these things. Were you aware that they're able to profit, and thus, if they're able to profit, there's a demand. Just so we're aware. You know, again, not even saying like it's not a huge conspiracy. Let's not do that. Just a side topic. Do you know though that it is a thing? If you know it's a thing, at least that should have some concern in where and why certain rules are being established. Again, but on the main surface, it's like you said, it's a very touchy subject to find the actual line of where we're good with it. I just don't think
even
it
in
should
Europe,
be promoted as
which is a lot more liberal than we are and have been. Abortion is illegal after 12 weeks.
Now,
and that's
what if-
the entire like continent. Of
So
Europe.
what if the child
I
that
just
was
had to go through this whole thing. Like I said, I know that the thing that's holding people up is what is it, Georgia and Kentucky and some other ones. I was looking at Georgia specifically, but it has to do with the heartbeat. So it's like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that was the bill that they tried to pass that got defeated or whatever. I was just looking at this today. So someone was bringing that up, and it was the topic of, is it, do we start at the heartbeat? Do we not? I know that's where I've personally always felt, but it was
it
just
starts at the
yeah, and yes, I know. No, it really once
the
it goes
cigarette
in
is
and
lit.
starts to do
Is it when
something,
the
we don't
cigarette's
get
lit
it. But
or
yeah,
the cigarette's
Listen,
done?
I find that my views are very
I-
I just want a reasonable policy.
But Sarah, to your
here.
fear
Like,
point, so I don't get lost in where I was going with the point was fear that when this person was mentioning it to me, they were afraid that yes, they would lose this ability as a woman's choice. And I went and looked it all up, and the whole point was the bill got introduced by someone because anyone can introduce anything they want. It was defeated, and then now it's like, well, what's going to happen there in the future? Guess what? In the future, you have more young people. Go ahead and educate them to be a part of what you want, and then the populace around you will vote accordingly. Your representation will be according, and then you're amongst your people. If you're surrounded by a bunch of people that don't think like you need to move. And then I understand if you don't have the means to move. I get it. Times are hard,
Well,
but
they
that's
just-
ultimately where I think the problem is.
They
If
try
people
to
are
pass
trying
it
to
off
change-
as it's like a constitutional right, as they have no problem stepping and completely abolishing your Second Amendment.
Again,
I mean,
it's
let's
so
shadowy.
it's, they're
definitely
they're such
shadowy.
hypocrites.
Trump
It's
has had
shadowy.
more. Do you think Trump has had more abortions or bankruptcies?
What? Jesus Christ.
I don't-
President Trump.
Well,
I mean, because I'm sure he's not against abortion. I'm sure he's paid.
This-
Well,
whatever
he
the
said
rules.
that
You're trying to
he
lay
used to
a
be
tough question.
pro-choice,
I really
and then
wanted to
I guess there was a personal
Yeah.
situation that happened in his life
Yeah,
that now he's more
God
of a
provides
pro-choice.
pussy, and now
Probably
But he's not.
abortion.
But he's not one of these
Probably.
people. I think that would try to like
If I had to be honest,
overturn Roe versus
probably.
Wade or tell a woman she
Yeah.
couldn't
Now
have.
here's something that's
but,
Trump-like.
but keep it within reason.
All right, instead of aborting the child, we have a farm where the child is raised. What they do is they go into the brain and they cut off the thought process.
cerebral,
You're in
take
a
it out,
coma.
take it out.
Put them on a feeding tube, and there's a farm.
Yeah.
So now, 30 years later, someone needs a liver. You call
It's
up.
called you. Yeah,
Hey, yeah,
it exists. It exists. Not a movie exists. I tell people about that movie.
Is it
It's
true?
a real movie. It's called
does it
The
actually
Island.
exist?
It's called The Island. It's a great movie. I swear to you, go look at it if you haven't watched it. It's
Farm-
called The Island.
farming humans.
It's basic. No, listen. Okay, fine. Quick 1 minute on this one. A review of The Island. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. I think it's from like the late 90s, early 2000s. It's basically the premises. It starts off,
But I bet you
ever heard
places like that really do exist.
no, yeah, no, but what M. Night Shyamalan, you know how his movies have a twist?
Yeah.
This kind of a twist happens right at the beginning of the movie where it starts and you're inside like this commune and people are living harmoniously, but they're under certain rules. They all wear the same outfits, they do the same things, they got the job lined up, when to return, when to eat, etc. They all live this mundane life of order. Then they have this lottery, and whoever wins the lottery, they think, wow, I get to make it out of here and go to the island where it's amazing. Well, come to find out, spoiler alert, if you don't want to watch, stop now. Come to find out, when you win the lottery, really what's happening is on the outside of this magnificent place, your owner, you're a clone, and your real person, for lack of a whatever, your owner has maybe just gotten in a car accident, and it's like, hey, time to get my arm now from my clone. So then they bring the clone to the operating table. It's bye-bye. Take the arm. Mike has a new arm. You thought you were living this existence.
Now
See
you
what I'm
got
going-
no arm or
Now-
you dead?
No, you're probably dead. You're probably a clone that's got shot because you got brought to the island. The rest of the people can't know what happened to you.
Oh wow.
But I'm just saying. So to your this is the thing. So hey, have you ever seen Minority Report?
No.
Jesus, Jeff, we got to get you like strapped up. I know you've seen Minority Report, I assume, right? Have you not chimed in on this? Okay, 2 movies right there. To this huge conspiracy.
I watched
Minority
so much stuff, it's hard
Report.
to keep everything in
No,
check.
but Minority Report is for another subject matter that would take too long
right.
now. But it's they kind of go together with the whole
So
where
we'll
we're going.
get into that next time.
Yeah.
So when I
Yeah.
I run out of burritos. So
No.
How many did you have?
I
You had
don't
2
eat
this
any.
morning.
I don't. I still have the receipt to my bag. I do.
That's the thing.
And this is what you want to do. You want to give these people $15 an hour to work in fast food. But
Not anymore. We're gonna have those mobile.
so you hear me because you're a service. You
Clearly
know.
not a
Comes to
CVS
17.27, right? So I give the girl
17.38.
So I give them a 20, a 5, 2 ones, a quarter, and a nickel. So what is that telling them? That I want a fucking $10 bill back, right?
Yep.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry, you gave me too much money. She gives me the $7 back, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
And then I guess she
Quick.
pocketed the because I gave her
Sorry.
$20.
You know who they needed? They needed Shiva.
Dr.
Where's Shiva with his math?
Shiva would have straightened.
He's
it
good
out.
at math. He would have did that
Listen,
math.
Shiva's a pretty smart guy, man.
I know he's good at math. He does
is.
math.
Yeah.
I
He's
can't
an
even
MIT
question him on his
graduate. You know?
Well, we know what Harvard
He's good at
graduates
math.
are capable of.
I can't even question him on his
We
math.
got a Harvard graduate that can teach you how not to get evicted, but
Oh yeah, but that's a little different.
I think that's going
It's
to
gonna
wrap
come up if
any-
she's really running for mayor again. All these things are gonna come up again.
Any-
It's gonna be a go
Listen,
around
Listen,
again.
she won't
Running,
even engage
use that term
me.
loosely.
I try to engage her even in my private messages, and she's scared of me. Well, she can't refute some of the points I make, and all she can do is try to act like she's got some kind of moral authority over me.
Is Dominic up at China Sales cooking again? Is he moving, rolling?
Yeah, I follow a little bit of that stuff, but I don't really follow.
I just
the
knew he had
drama
another
there.
shop.
Yeah.
He was shopping around.
Yeah.
I thought he had a good location. I'll give him that. He had some
You're
good
going to get a
stuff
chow
going.
mein sandwich after the show. Where you going?
I go to the China Star actually at the bottom of 7 Hills. I've never even gone. No disrespect to China Sales. I don't go there. China Star, but you can't do delivery. You got to pick it up.
Yeah.
Good stuff though.
All right, well, I'll have to try that now.
They went in Westport when my cousin blew his brains out. That wasn't too bad. Oriental Pearl.
yeah,
Before
I
or
know
after
that
the
place,
food?
yeah.
Was it from the food?
No.
Or was it from his-
the
Same owners
message
from the
was
Cafe
us.
Pearl. That's now the Gridiron up in North Swansea.
Okay, and
So
the
same
and the
owners.
Venus is going to be selling.
Yeah, I heard that.
Their
Venus
food
is
from.
closing. Yeah. Actually, I also before we close, there's going to be a
Fluyo.
special meeting for the town water that they want the voters to vote on an audit for the water department. So anybody who lives in Swansea that thinks the water department should have an audit because they just keep throwing our money away and our water gets browner and browner. It's going to
Are
be
you
Monday
racist?
night at 6
What's
o'clock.
the matter with the water being brown?
Monday night at 6 o'clock at the Venus de Milo, and it's going to be to vote for an audit. They don't want the audit. They're trying to threaten us with it's going to cost so much money, blah blah blah. Well, you know what? We're already 20 million in, and the problem is worse than when it started. So I'd rather spend a couple of grand on an audit. So anybody who lives in Swansea, please show up to the Venus de Milo Monday night at 6 and vote yes. Okay.
All right. A moment of silence. I wanted for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So, if my wife is at home watching, if you're going to come at me tonight for dropping the dog or falling down the stairs, that's when I will take my moment of silence, and please utilize it.
I want to say one more time. Let's put emphasis on this. Next week is the debate. This
mass
show will
debate.
be the pre-show
Yes.
to the
Yes.
presidential debate. Whether it happens or not, I mean, we could find out some nonsense beforehand
gonna
that says
happen.
it shuts it down.
Which is going to happen.
It could be very likely.
I
We'll see.
predict it's going to
They
happen.
are not going to let him debate Trump. There's no way in hell.
I mean, he'll get slaughtered, but
Come on.
All right.
man.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
peace out.
Go Trump.
Despacito.
Conspiracy.